In one side you have old school brand managers that don't like new media, and on the other side you have kids that all they know about is internet. What do you think about this kind of situation?
Well, this is very interesting. I think that there's legitimate critique. If I talk to the old school, they say really great branding and brand strategy is a lost art. So I hear this. Then I hear the young, it's a ball, you just got to put stuff out there. My answer is somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I think that we still need the ability to understand how to define the essence of the brand and connect that essence to the right group of people. It's a very important job. And try to remember that in the extreme, a friend of mine says, don't worry so much about the plumbing. Because whatever we have available to us now, if we close our eyes and open them again 5 years from now, there's going to be a whole bunch of things, ways people will communicate with each other that we haven't even dreamt of yet. And I know that sounds like, well, wait a minute, that's impossible. I mean, we pretty much have created everything we can. I just remember when the calculator. Thank you. I was part of the team, for example, that competed for the first Nokia's N95.
Okay.
And we, Ansi Vanyoki, who invented the first mobile phone, held up a piece of wood, painted wood, in the room and said, it looked like a phone. He said, this is not a phone. He said, because we haven't made this thing yet. We're in the process of creating it. We don't exactly know what it's going to do yet. We think it's going to contain the internet, and we think for sure it's going to change the world, which of course it did. Sadly, poor old Nokia didn't maintain relevance, which is a whole other interesting topic. But so I think that we sometimes can get a little too focused on individual means of communication, remembering that it's like pipes. The question is what goes through them, and who is shaping the messaging so that messaging is consistent with the soul of the brand. You know, I saw something not long ago for Johnson & Johnson, and I have to say, I thought to myself, that's not the brand I remember. I don't remember them. Every brand has a soul, and they have to communicate in the right voice.
Here's an issue. What happens when the CM has no real formation about the brand? Because we have kids, again, with the word, with the voice in social media of brands. I think they need to be more prepared, know more the brand.
Yes.
The manager, how can we prepare those people?
Well, as I said, a very dear friend of mine who was my strategic planning director when we worked on MasterCard together. He believes, he said, you know, we have a job to do because we don't want this to be a lost art among the young. And I agree. And it's one of the reasons why I'm here to working with Ogilvy and many companies around the world to build a competence in understanding how to understand the elements of branding, but within a contemporary context. And I agree and I understand that if you start talking about brands and then show yesterday's television spot, then they're like, oh God, here we go. So I agree that it must be made and to be shown to be contemporary. Here's a really good example. In the course, I'll talk about, let's say Dove, because obviously Dove's very important here in Oakland. And I'll show the original print advertising, which was a huge breakthrough. Here's the idea that the world says beauty advertising is about very skinny ladies, blah, blah, blah. And this brand says, no, every woman's beautiful, right? Now, last year in Cannes, an amazing viral program called Dove Sketches won the Titanium Lion. Had a brilliant idea. Wasn't a TV spot.
No.
They hired an FBI agent to do a drawing. So the young lady would come in and describe herself. He's like a sketch artist for the criminals, you know? And he draws her based upon the person's self-description of who they are. They go away. Then one of her friends or somebody who just met her, describe this, and then they compare the sketches. The sketches by the other person is happier, it looks happier, it looks prettier. Those sketches by the own person, not so great. So it just goes to show that the confidence that, you know, people are beautiful, but sometimes they don't necessarily think it won the Titanium, 10 million views. And do you know who drove that? One of my clients, Google. Through a series of things they put together online to get the distribution of this incredible viral. So you think, well, here's a traditional old agency, not old, but an agency that's been around a long time, is linking with new forms of partnership. But one thing has not been changed, is what Dove means.
Yes,
That all women are beautiful. It's fantastic. You have to look at it. It's called Dove Sketches. It's amazing. Yeah, it's great.
and that was precisely as Kevin was saying, Fred, that that's the main objective of the workshop. He came to us, and it's a couple of days, full time, and in order so that our people can really have the tools that they can use for defining the brand essence, but not only that, but later to really have those tools to sell, to get the pitch, which is the special of Kevin.